Yo, what's up guys, Lights here, and today's topic might have a few points in it that some universally disagree with, but that's fine because, the point of my YouTube, the point of the reason I do YouTube is because I like to have opinions and share them with the world. That's how it started off when I quit YouTube for a little while because I started off as a channel that wanted to do funny moments and funny kind of videos, and then I just wasn't enjoying that. And during the time of Ghost, I started doing serious commentaries, and that's where I fell in love with doing YouTube as a hobby. Now, speaking of Ghost, we have a topic today called COD 2016 Infinity Ward. Now, we got some info, and we got confirmation that Infinity Ward is developing the next Call of Duty for 2016. Now, a lot of people say this is obvious. We already knew that. Yeah, we knew Infinity Ward would be next, but there's no guarantee until confirmation from Activision and the studio that they will be actually producing that next game. It could be a year of no Call of Duty. It's always a possibility. They could stop working on the progress. They could, quit everybody and the game would be prolonged. We don't know. There's always uncertainty until confirmation. Now, what I want to talk about is some things that I want to see in it, things I've liked in previous games versus Treyarch and Infinity Ward, and some of personal opinions, so don't get too offensive if I say things that you may not agree with, because it's going to happen. I have always been an Infinity Ward fan. I started the Christmas of COD 4. That's right, your boy was a Christmas noob back in COD 4. I love the Modern Warfare series. COD 4, MW3 are two of my favorite storylines in general. MW2 was a great story. COD 4 up to Modern Warfare 3 was an amazing, character, emotionally attached story. But Modern Warfare 2, I wasn't a fan of the game. I was not a fan of it. I did not like the commando lunging. I did not like the one-man army, the noob tubing, the sniping. There's so much I hate about that game. It is my least preferred game to play ever when it comes to Call of Duty multiplayer. Now, when we talk about that, Ghost on the flip side, I love Ghost. So this is where we're going to start getting in the unpopular opinions. A lot of people like MW2 because it's their first game. A lot of people have, a lot of memories of starting playing that game and sniping in that game or whatever. And if you enjoy that game, that's all you. But for me, I don't like MW2. And it's as sincere and honest as I can get. Now, when it comes to Ghost, I love Ghost. I think Ghost was done right. I think the hit detection was on point. I think with the hit detection being so good that the time to kill was so much faster, I do believe that the time to kill was so extreme that it turned a lot of people off, and I can understand that. But we're going to talk about things now that you know which games I kind of like and not like. But Infinity Ward is my favorite. So I have huge hopes for this year, and let's talk about some things I want to see. First of all, I want to see no supply drops. Period. None. Zip. Nothing. Infinity Ward has always been that Call of Duty. Look at Modern Warfare 3. Look at, previously, but look at what they did in Ghost. Very minimal. And it was the first game to introduce customization, but it was very minimal. They didn't focus so much onto it, and I just don't want to see supply drops. I don't want to see extra and things. And I made an analogy the other day on Twitter, and customizing yourself in an FPS game such as Call of Duty is like a deaf man trying to listen to music. There's no point. You don't see yourself in game. I think gun customization is so much more important because that's what you see 100% of the time holding in your hand is your gun. I think your character customization gear should not even be a focus in an FPS game like Call of Duty. It has no place. Yeah, it can add a little fun to the game, hunting for or whatever, but do that behind challenges or personalization gear sets and micro DLC transactions for a couple of dollars. That's acceptable in my opinion. Now, when it comes to a movement system, I don't particularly care. I was not a fan of exosuits in AW. For somebody who has a very moderate attention disorder and somebody who loses track and procrastinate and just, it's hard for me to keep focused. For people being constantly flying up into the air in, rapid movement, it's hard for me to keep focus, and that's one problem I have with it. I still like AW at the end of the day, and I think classic mode played so well, and if the game didn't have exosuits, I think the game still would have played just as well as the people who enjoy it with the exosuits. So movement system, I don't really care. Like, Black Ops 3 is that perfect mix between. I would still prefer none, but if they would go with an advanced movement system, I wouldn't necessarily, like, beat them up for it. Now, when it comes to an era, I want Modern Warfare. I want pre-modern, Cold War, Black Ops 1 kind of style. Now, if we continue on with the Ghost 2 storyline, obviously it's going to go into the future, but I feel like Ghost did the future right. Like, it was a few years into the future. It was still futuristic. We had space stuff going on and everything, but it wasn't a feeling of a futuristic multiplayer. Like, it was such a good modern kind of feel with the slight advancement. So with that being said, you know what my preferences are for 2016, and I'm excited to hear what they have in store. I want to know what you guys want to see down into the comments below, and make sure you check out my social media links, like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, I'll catch you later. Have a great day.